The air in Los Angeles feels different today because the Rams just changed the entire future of this franchise with one single draft pick. As fans, we've ridden the highs of a Super Bowl and the excitement of an MVP caliber season, but now a shadow of uncertainty hangs over SoFi Stadium. This isn't just about a backup, it's about the inevitable end of an era we aren't ready to leave behind yet. Before we dive into the fallout, make sure to subscribe and join our Rams family now. Matthew Stafford is currently the heart and soul of this offense, but the selection of a young quarterback in the first round has sent shockwaves through the locker room. Sean McVay and the front office decided to pull the trigger on a successor, despite their veteran leader coming off a season that reminded everyone why he is a future Hall of Famer. This situation is inherently awkward because it forces a legend to look over his shoulder while still trying to win a championship. History tells us these transitions are rarely smooth, as we saw with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Back then, Favre famously noted his contract didn't require him to mentor his replacement, and we've seen similar friction with Ryan Tannehill and Kirk Cousins more recently. What makes this specific Los Angeles story different is how the communication was handled behind closed doors. Unlike the Falcons or the Packers of the past, our leadership actually sat down with their starter before the draft to deliver the news. During the post-draft press conference, Sean McVay appeared almost frustrated, downplaying the selection as if he wanted to shield his veteran from the media firestorm. However, reports suggest that this display of annoyance might have been a calculated move to maintain a healthy relationship with his leader. Despite the transparency, the reality remains that a new, talented passer is now sitting in the wings, waiting for his chance to lead the greatest show on turf. This young prospect is the shiny new toy in the closet, and eventually, every coach wants to see what their new investment can do on the field. The veteran is currently 38 years old, and the organization is clearly feeling the anxiety of a ticking clock. While they appreciate everything their leader has done, including bringing a trophy to the city, they are also forced to think about the next decade. We have seen players like Jordan Love wait 3 years, while others like Michael Penix are pushed into action much sooner. The Rams are trying to balance loyalty with the cold, hard business of NFL longevity, and the pressure is mounting on every single person involved in this decision that was made by management to secure the future of this historic football team. The tension in this situation comes from the fact that the primary starter is still playing at an elite level, making the arrival of a replacement feel premature to many fans. He has shown incredible toughness and a mastery of the playbook that few in the league can match, yet his age makes every hit he takes feel like a potential turning point for the franchise. This transition isn't just about football mechanics. It is about the emotional weight of a locker room that still believes their current leader is the best man for the job. When a team invests a first-round pick in a passer, they are essentially starting a countdown that everyone in the building can hear. The play style of the veteran is defined by risky, high-reward throws and a deep connection with his receivers, whereas the rookie represents a blank slate and a different physical profile. It is impossible to ignore the what-if scenarios that now dominate every conversation at practice. What if the veteran suffers a minor injury? What if the offense goes through a 2-game slump? Suddenly, the calls for the young prospect will grow louder, creating a distraction that didn't exist just a few months ago. This moves the needle for the Rams because it signals a departure from the win-now philosophy that defined the last 5 years. For the first time, the front office is playing for a future that doesn't include their Super Bowl winning hero. The locker room knows exactly what this means, and it can create a divide between those who are loyal to the past and those who are looking toward the next chapter. Even though the coach has shown growth in how he handles these delicate personnel moves, the human element cannot be ignored. The fire that drives a veteran to compete is often fueled by the feeling of being replaced, much like we saw with elite passers in New England or Green Bay. This internal motivation could lead to another MVP caliber season, or it could create a wedge that eventually forces a difficult conversation about a trade or a release. Every practice rep and every preseason throw from the newcomer will be scrutinized under a microscope. We must realize that the dynamics of a winning team depend on trust. And when that trust is tested by the introduction of a replacement, the results can be unpredictable for everyone involved now. This decision will have direct consequences on how the next 2 seasons unfold for the Los Angeles Rams. If the veteran feels like the organization is no longer fully committed to him, it could change his approach to contract negotiations and his long-term desire to stay in the city. Right now, the two sides are talking about a new deal, but the presence of a first-round rookie changes the math for everyone sitting at the table. He might want more security to ensure he isn't tossed aside the moment the rookie looks ready. On the other hand, the front office no longer feels the same pressure to give in to every demand because they finally have a viable alternative in the building. This could help the team win more games in the long run by providing a safety net, but in the short term, it risks upsetting the chemistry of a championship-caliber roster. We have seen how these situations can destroy a season if the veteran becomes disgruntled or if the coaching staff loses focus. The risk of failure is high because if the rookie isn't actually the future, the Rams will have wasted a premium pick that could have been used on a pass rusher or an offensive lineman to help them win right now. This move represents a shift in the team's identity, moving away from a total reliance on veteran stars toward a more balanced approach to roster building. For a fan base that has grown accustomed to seeing the team trade away draft picks for established names, this is a jarring change of pace. It suggests a level of anxiety from the organization about how much longer their current window will stay open. If this works, the transition will be seamless, and the Rams will remain competitive for another decade. But if it fails, we could be looking at a period of instability at the most important position in sports. The stakes are incredibly high, and the margin for error has never been thinner for our head coach and his staff as they navigate this delicate power dynamic in the quarterback room because everyone knows the end is eventually coming. We are witnessing a transformation that will define the legacy of this front office and decide if we maintain our status as a powerhouse in the division. We are now entering a period of intense drama where every single move will be interpreted through the lens of this quarterback competition. In the best-case scenario, the veteran uses this as motivation to play the best football of his life, leading the team back to the Super Bowl while the rookie learns the system without any pressure. This would mirror the way things started in Green Bay, where a legend kept his job through pure excellence on the field. However, the worst-case scenario is much darker for Rams fans. If the veteran struggles or feels disrespected, the locker room could fracture, and the team might be forced to move on before the rookie is truly prepared to lead an NFL offense. We've all seen this story before, but this time, the stakes are different because of the unique culture in Los Angeles. The emotional tension will only grow as we get closer to the regular season. If this works, our coach looks like a genius who secured the future while still competing in the present. But if it fails, it could destroy the remaining years of a Hall of Fame career and set the franchise back for years. Short sentences increase the tension because they mirror the heartbeat of a fan watching a close game. The clock is ticking. The veteran is watching. The rookie is waiting. The fans are wondering what comes next. There is no middle ground in this situation. You either have a successful succession plan or you have a mess that costs people their jobs. The history of this league is littered with teams that tried to have it both ways and ended up with nothing. John Madden was right when he said that if you have two quarterbacks, you really have none. The Rams are trying to prove him wrong, but they are playing a very dangerous game with the loyalty of their most important player. Every throw in training camp will feel like a statement. Every touchdown will be a reminder of what we have. Every mistake will be an excuse to look toward what might be tomorrow. This is the reality of the situation for the fans today, and we need to understand that loyalty in the NFL is a fragile thing that breaks under the weight of a first-round selection for good. The Los Angeles Rams have officially started the clock on the post-Stafford era, and whether we like it or not, the dynamic of this team has changed forever. This isn't just about a depth chart. It's about the soul of a franchise that is trying to stay relevant in a league that moves faster every single day. We are watching a high-stakes chess match between a legendary veteran and a front office that is terrified of being left without a plan. Be honest with yourself as a fan. Would you rather have used that pick on a star defender to help us win a ring right now, or are you relieved that we finally have a young arm to build around? It's a difficult question that defines how you view the future of this team. We will be here every step of the way to break down the latest updates from the practice field and the front office. Make sure you hit that like button if you believe in our veteran leader, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a breaking update on this developing story. Turn on notifications to stay ahead of the game. Horns up! We are all in this together.